Welcome to the April 30th, 2018 Advance Report from McGowanGroup Asset Management clients and NetWorthRadio.com listeners. I'm Spencer McGowan, your financial weatherman. We have 6 important screenshots to rapid fire through in this week's YouTube report for NetWorthRadio.com listeners. The first is overall strategy. We want to be good at 3 things in the portfolio: safety and income, high cash flow like global lending, think of a bank portfolio here, and growth with income dividend companies. The safety and income right now, a special note for those that are conservative. For the first time since the crisis, money market yields are approaching 2% in many cases, and we can actually show you how to do that without any additional fees. Growth with income, we're going to cover a category that has in some cases double-digit yields, and some of the discounts that are available in high cash flow right now offer yields above 7%. Not without price risk, but the 7% yield over a 10-year period, that'd be 70% in interest. Next chart, S&P 500 index. This, a 5-year chart showing the current range-bound status of the S&P 500. This was the rebalancing correction, what we call the winter storm of 2018, and you can see the Dow and the S&P essentially range-bound right now, and it could last an extended period. But what about the earnings? This chart's amazing. This is 2017, 2018, then it chops off to 19, 20, 21. Notice the projected earnings yield on the S&P 500 rising to 190. That was just $105 less than 3 years ago. It's one of the most amazing increases in the net after-tax earnings. Some of it is organic, and yes, some of it is the tax reform to the 21% tax rate instead of 35%. But this is, in 32 years, this is one of the most amazing increases in after-tax corporate earnings that I've seen. Interest rates. Quick briefing on interest rates. This is why the YouTube video is so important. When we look at the interest rates on different categories, here we go, the short-term rate index. We've also got the 30-year, and we've got the 10-year right now. What's intriguing about the 10-year Treasury, it went over 3%, and the 30-year barely budged. It's 3.14 versus a yield just right at 3% for the 10-year. That's 20 years worth of duration risk. And here's the difference. Duration measures how much you lose if interest rates spike, or how much you gain if interest rates go down. The 10-year, you would lose 8% if the rates go from 3 to 4. If the rates essentially go from 3 to 4 on the 30-year, you lose 19%. And of course, that works in reverse if rates go from 3 to 2. That's your briefing on interest rate risk. There are better categories, in my opinion, than especially the 30-year U.S. Treasury and even the 10-year. We'll cover that in this weekend's program at NetWorthRadio.com. This is the pipeline index versus oil. You can see the index and oil crossing when oil was about 100, and the pipeline index actually went up a higher percentage. The decline in oil, 76%, corresponding pipelines caught up, down about 63% when oil was 27. Now what gives? Oil's gone from 27 to near 70. The pipelines are trading at prices essentially equivalent to $30 barrel oil. If the index were to catch up with oil in percentage terms, it is potentially a gain of over 100% during an extended period. Not without price risk, which you can see here, but the yields in many cases are 10% in an inflation-friendly dividend asset. Shout out to Lori Logan, Client Services Director, McGowan Group, longtime shareholder of Berkshire Hathaway. We're going to cover some of the funnier things about the capitalist Woodstock. Let's see how Warren Buffett has done. We go back to 2011, it's essentially $100,000 a share. Now it's $300,000 a share, and Lori's looking forward to her weekend in May with Warren Buffett drinking Coca-Cola, eating steak, and enjoying the Capitalist Fest. We'll cover some of the details there in this weekend's long play program. I'm Spencer McGowan, your financial weatherman. Join us at NetWorthRadio.com. Fill out the client questionnaire. Start the process to upgrade your investment plan. Come down to the Crescent, meet the team that cares, and we'll do an investment plan outline. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week with more on the financial markets. My firm, McGowanGroup Asset Management, sponsors NetWorthRadio.com and, of course, our YouTube channel under McGowan Group. Some educational disclosures and discussions that I wanted to add to the broadcast. The first is, I'm very proud of our team, including Stephen Norris, who will be added as soon as we redo the picture. He's our newest team member. Come down, meet the team that cares, get a written plan, because the securities we discuss, the financial news we discuss, that's not a recommendation until you actually come down and get a customized plan at the Crescent. You'll get a tour, and we look forward to seeing you. We're going to cover value at risk of loss in portfolios, and you can see it right here. Learn about our performance, what happened in 2008, how long did it take to recover. All of those items are posted right here at NetWorthRadio.com or the McGowanGroup.com. The other part of the program, when we look at price fluctuations in bear markets and risk control, that's a huge part of NetWorthRadio.com. We look forward to helping you advance your plan and your cash flow. Come down and meet the team that cares.